right?
Slander.
It's not slander. We should watch. See, this is what happens. I make statements. People go, "Oh my God!" I explain it, and then they go, "Huh, that makes sense, right?"
I
Watch.
have an idea of what I think you're gonna say.
Oh, really? What do you think it is?
Oh, you want me to say it?
Yeah, sure.
I think that Donovan is gonna say that which one? That the experiences that I need to go through, he feels like he hinders them, either might interfere with them, and that's why he thinks that I won't be able to grow.
Yes, that's pretty much how I feel about it.
I get an A+ because I know Donovan.
So pretty much, I feel like an example of that would be, let's say, okay, for example, with the guy that I wash windows guy, right? Melissa hasn't had enough of her exes hit her up to only have sex with her to realize that guys will hit you up from your past until you're doing better than they are, and they want to have sex with you because they feel like it makes them feel better. Like, oh yeah, I can still get that. That's how they feel. But I don't feel like Melissa has been through that enough to see it, right? But because we're dating, it's less likely to happen now as it was before. So when it does happen, it's a lot bigger than it is. And now it's kind of like, damn, I don't know why he's doing it. I'm not really sure. And then the problem that lies with that is it can put a strain on the relationship that we have because she doesn't know how to act towards it because she's like, damn, does he really want to just have sex with me? Does he want to talk to me? I don't really know what's going on here. But I've been through this a bunch of times. So I've seen this over and over and over again. So I'm like, okay, I understand it. But then this is why I think it's a problem because her learning may negatively impact me. And depending on how much she has to learn and what she has to learn can make me not want to be with her. So if she felt like I want to try this thing, I want to fuck this other guy, right? Now, I'm okay with that, right? Because I understand the whole growth thing. Now, I wouldn't be mad, but I probably wouldn't want to be with her after that. Cause I'm like, yeah, I'm really good on that. I don't really want to still be with somebody trying to figure out who they want to have sex with and whatever. I'm okay with it because I'm not mad. That's what you have to do. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to be with you. And I feel like it's bad because I know that she has to go through that thing. But I also know that if we were together, we would be able to build something that's great, right? And I kind of learned that a lot with my old exes that I've talked to or old girls that I talked to. And they were younger than me or even just weren't as experienced, these kind of things would happen. So I feel like with Melissa, that's something that could happen. And that's just an example. It's not always about other guys. It could just be about little things that I feel like she has to go through. But as long as I'm, like, for example, Melissa may never know what it's like to move out by herself. But I mean, funny enough, well, I don't really either. Because I had a roommate. Well, okay, better enough. So yeah, I'm processing it right now while I'm thinking about it because I went away to college, right? So that was me kind of moving away from my house. That was my first experience of doing it. This is my second experience. This is Melissa's first experience of doing that. So I just may be one experience ahead of her, but there are certain things that she will not know because she didn't have the experience before. But it's not a bad thing because let's say we move to another apartment. I'll be on experience 3 and she'll be on experience 2. So how I am here is how she will be there. Or she might even be more prepared for level 3 because level 2 was, I guess, higher than it was before. And we lived together during level 2. So level 3 would be a lot better. So I think that a lot of things like that kind of happen. Where I think that, that's how, I think I'm processing it right now. So I don't know how to hinder her growth necessarily.
Exactly.
I just think that, yeah, because I'm like, this is the problem. As long as the growth that she has to go through doesn't negatively impact me too much. Like, for example, here's another example, right? I don't like girls I talk to using the N-word, right? It makes me feel uncomfortable. Or cursing too crazy. I just be like, I don't really like that, right? But I feel like Melissa would have to go through doing that and then decide on her own, like, you know what? I think I be cursing too much or I'm using N-word too much, I'm going to stop. As opposed to me being like, I don't like that. And then she decides, okay, I don't want to do that because Donovan doesn't like that. So I think that's kind of what I mean by hindering her growth. As opposed to her reaching that conclusion by herself, it's because the relationship has put a strain on her behavior in certain aspects where she's like, okay, I don't want to do that thing because it might upset Donivan, as opposed to I don't want to do that thing because I don't feel like it's the right thing to do. So that's kind of what I mean by hinders growth. So I think that's how I feel about that. And trying to think something else I would to bring up. Yes. So me and Melissa had a conversation about sex the other day, right? She had asked me, did we have sex before or after that? Before the conversation? I don't think we had sex after that, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Melissa had asked me this question, right? And I don't really like this question very much. And I felt like it was asked in an insecure way, which really bothers my soul. She asked me, are you the best or who's the best? I think you said, are you the best? I think you asked me, are you the best? Is that what you said? Do you remember?
I think so.
Okay. You're making a face because it's like, yeah, that probably is it. So Melissa asked me, is she the best sex I ever had?
He said no.
Because he's not. Right? Now, the reason I don't like this question is because it's like a validation-seeking answer. A validation-seeking question. Now, you can ask this question without seeking validation, but I don't think that's the way she did it. She was looking for me to say yes. The reason I believe that is because when I said no, she was hurt by it. If she was asking a question from a neutral standpoint, if I said no, her response would have been, okay, why do you think that? Or, oh, I was thinking the same thing. Or, oh, okay, whatever. It would be more inquisitive. But her feelings were hurt because she didn't get the response that she wanted, right? Melissa felt like that she could ask me if she the best sex we ever had, even though she don't put the work in to be the best sex we ever had. She'd just be like, what? You gonna throw something at me?
That's what my brain went to.
I know. So this is my thing, right? And this is my thing with everything. People be like, is the camera still going? People be wanting to be good at stuff and be upset when they not good at stuff and don't be trying to do the things they could get to get good at it.
See?
What? It's slander?
Yeah.
It's not slander. It's just facts.
He's saying I'm not good again. Here we go.
Right. So this is what I say. The reason I say that she's not good at sex is because she doesn't put the work in.
I don't even think that's the reason.
What?
I don't think that's the reason.
What's the reason?
I think that you don't look at sex from that standpoint.
What standpoint is that?
Because you've told me that the way that you look at whether or not something like it was a good sexual experience or not,
mm-hmm.
based off of what you did,
mm-hmm.
not based off of what that person is doing. So
mm-hmm.
I don't even think if you're not looking at it through the same lens that I am, it's like I'm asking. It's like you're hearing a different question than what I'm asking.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Okay. So my response to that is this: mm-hmm. If for me good sex is you enjoying yourself, right? Then I would expect you to do the work to figure out what you like during sex. What you would have to know what feels good to you instead of trying to. It's a weird line because you would have to know what feels good for you because that's what I like. I like if we have sex, I like you to feel it. I like you to enjoy it. I don't want you to be thinking about what I'm enjoying because I'm enjoying you enjoying it. But if you're thinking about me, you're not going to enjoy it the way you should be enjoying it. So that's why it's a weird situation. And that's why when we having sex, Melissa is thinking about what I'm thinking, if I'm liking it, is it good for me? And I'm like, don't worry about that. Worry about just you. Worry about the sex, us having it, just doing it. Be here in the moment. Don't be thinking about if I'm liking it or not. Just be as close to the sensation as you can. The further away you drift from a sensation, the more outside of sex it becomes. So if she's thinking, I always say this when we're having sex, I'm like, focus on every feeling that you have. If your toe curls, just focus on that. If you feel your eyebrow twitch, focus on that. If you feel something in your chest flutter, focus on that feeling. Just focus on those feelings. Don't focus on, I saw Donovan's eye move to the left. Did he not like it? Does he not like my face? Damn, I saw he stopped going as fast as he was before. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Don't think about none of that. Just think about how you are in that moment. And that's, how I feel like sex should be. And that's why we saying, like, listen, focus on yourself for the sex. So when she asked me that question, I was like, no, you're not. And it's funny, you know what number I gave you? And she asked me like to rate them. Because I'll ask this question a lot.
Did I? I think I asked you what your top top 3 was, and I was out there. So.
Oh, I've asked this question before because I want to get better at it. So I always ask people like, okay, what?
But you'd be like not including me when you ask that question.
What?
Nothing.
No, the question I ask, okay. The question I ask is your top 3 or whatever, top 5 or whatever. The reason I said not including me is because I know that the girls always put me first because they feel like they don't want to hurt my feelings, or they feel like they like me so much that they're like, you know what, I'm gonna put. The emotion of the sex that we're currently having trumps what they remember about the sex they previously had.
Okay, I can see that.
Right. So I don't want to ask that because they'll be like, I mean, you're just the best. The way that we just, and I'm like, okay, sure. I'm like, all right, I can't gauge that properly. So I always say that because then I know if I remove myself from it, then the numbers that I get will be more accurate. I go, okay, this is 1, 2, and 3, blah blah blah. This is what she likes, what she don't like. So that's why I asked that question. Do you want to give your top 3, or do you want to explain where I am on that level of your sexual partners?
I mean, you up there.
Listen, I'm asking you. It's up to you. Do you want to explain? I would like to know if we're gonna. Are you gonna give me the where I rank from the 1 to the 3 in order? Like, are you or 1 to 5?
What do you mean where you rank?
Because I'm like, I assume you're gonna put me first because we're talking right now.
No.
You're not gonna put me first.
I am gonna put you first, but not because we're talking right now.
Oh, okay. So okay. So then yeah. Okay. Okay. So. I'm thinking. Do you want to explain your list?
I don't. Well, you say explain my list. Like, what do you mean?
Like, why you put the guys where they are on the list? Like, okay, you put this guy here because he's good at this. You put this guy here because he's good at that, and you think that he, this, that, and third type of thing.
Ooh, that's a bit spicy, don't you think? That's a little.
Yeah, it's authentic. This is you.
Oh shit.
You can be a little short if you want. You can be like just quick, bullet point overview.
Well, I honestly, the only thing that I remember, I wonder if that's still on my phone. Do you think it's still on my phone?
It might be. Maybe it's in my phone. Because I asked her this a long time ago, and I think either I wrote it down or she wrote it down about the list and how she. I think it was in your phone.
I think so too.
And how she.
He sent me a whole questionnaire.
I did.
It was a whole questionnaire.
Because I had to pretty much. Is the camera still going? I had to pretty much section out the people or the thoughts that I had to remove any possibility of her feelings disrupting her decision. That's what I was trying to do.
I don't think it was on this phone, so I can't find it.
Okay.
But I know for a fact that I Wash Windows was in the top position.
Okay. I Wash Windows was at number 1. Is this before? Wait, hold on. Is me first and I Wash Windows, or is it I Wash Windows and then?
I thought I was recalling the last list.
Okay. Well, we're going with the list as of today. So yes.
As of today?
How would you rate your list?
Hey, you could be on the list.
Sure.
Because I'm like nothing's really. It's not like I had sex with any of them recently.
Yeah, I know. Sure.
Like I said, we'll be at the top of the list not because we're dating, but
number 1. I'll be out here
I feel like this is
putting it down.
personal.
It's up to you.
Donovan's the only person that really like. I don't know. Every time he gives me head, I come every single time.
So I don't know if you heard that. She said every time I give her head, she has an orgasm. Right now, the reason I repeated that, not because I'm trying to big up myself, even though I put it down. It's not. The reason I'm saying that is because what I have not done is orgasms from just sex. People say everybody can't do it. I don't believe that's true. I feel like you have to just know what to do. I have not yet been able to succeed at giving her an orgasm through just sex. And that is my goal. I want to be able to do that. And I'm going to learn because I want to get better. I'm going to be reading and practicing and doing different things to figure it out to get to that point.
Yeah. And I think it's when it comes to the other people on the list, I don't even really remember what ranks they were at. But Donovan is also the first person that I've had sober sex with. So that, if you guys did not know, I was basically becoming a budding alcoholic. Around the time that I met Donovan. A bit before then, I was drinking a lot, and then I also would smoke weed every night. So that would translate into my sexual experiences as well. So it's weird because either the memories of it isn't completely here because it was already I was already distorted in the first place.
Yes.
And then on top of that, I think that having alcohol or weed in your system can enhance the experience. So, but the thing is, I think that in those situations, I would drink and smoke and stuff before I had sex because those would be the things that would help me to like climax. But I don't need that when we be having sex.
Okay. So I thought you wasn't climaxing before. This is news to me.
I mean, what I thought orgasm before, because remember we had a whole conversation about that.
Yes.
So
we did.
Yeah.
We did. So yeah. So like I said, that was my conversation I wanted to have. We had a conversation about that, and I personally, I used to say people shouldn't ask that question only because, as a guy, if you know, you know, and if you don't think you are, then you're not. But I say that to protect people from asking questions they don't want the answers to. Me, I don't have that problem. Tell me I suck at sex. Tell me I suck at kissing. Tell me I suck at everything. Because I know if you tell me I suck, there's room for me to grow. I hate when people tell me that I'm good at stuff because it's like, well, I can't go anywhere from I'm good at this or I'm great at. I can't move up from it. I don't know what's better. So I always want people to critique me to tell me, yo, you could do this or you should do that or why you not doing this. That's just how I am. So yeah. Because like I said, it allows me to. It allows me to grow, and the more honest people are with me, the more honest I can be with myself, and then I can become a better person, right? So it's funny enough, I see something earlier this week where it said some guy named Chris Cuomo, I think his name was. He was supposed to be on quarantine, and I think it's the governor of New York or governor of New York's brother or something like that. He's a news analyst, some shit, I don't know. And he actually got caught outside, not on quarantine, even though he said he was. I heard this on the Tim Pool, Joe Rogan podcast. And this is why I don't want to be inauthentic, is because I want to be thorough all the way through. So no matter how deep you go into me, you're going to get the same thing. You're never going to find me lying about something or trying to get to a point where I'm like being dishonest, about it, because I want wherever you, like, there's not going to be no cracks in my foundation. And you're never going to say, yeah, I seen Donivan here if I wasn't there. It's not going to happen because I don't want to be. It's way easier to get caught lying. There's way more opportunity to get caught lying because there's so many different variables. But if you're being truthful, there's only one truth. That's it. There's nothing else. So you can come up with a trillion different ways, but you'll never disprove the truth if that is the truth. That is what happened. That's what it is. There is no other option. Now, for example, it's the hypothetical. My radiator is white, right? It will always be white. If it is a white radiator, it will always be white, right? Now, if something comes up in the future that says we don't see color's not real, white is not white, whatever, then that means that somebody lied to me about this radiator being white. But as far as I know, this radiator will always be white. So as long as you're being truthful, same thing if you get caught cheating. If somebody comes to you and goes, I saw you outside cheating with my sister yesterday, and you're like, you don't have to even respond because you're like, no, I wasn't. Like, I have pictures. No, you don't. I wasn't there. You're never going to find a way to put me there because I wasn't there. But if you were lying, now you have to be on the lookout for maybe somebody else's friend walked by, maybe a camera, what are those things called? The speed camera caught you and sent a picture to your girlfriend. You got to worry about your male friend trying to rat you out. Maybe your phone called your girl. You got to worry about all these variables to protect your lie. But when you were telling the truth, there's nothing to protect. It's just what it is. That is what happened. There was nothing else to do. That's what it is, right? So I said that's why I think that's very it's very important to be authentic all the time. The same thing happened with this guy, this George Valdez guy, an interview with a person that I'm not a fan of, so I'm not gonna say their name on the podcast. I don't like their platform, even though I'm lying. I enjoy the platform. I don't like the person. I think he's weird. Yes, I think he's a weird dude. I don't really fuck with him, and I think that it's some weird stuff going on with him. Maybe when I'm rich, I've been over successful. I've been thinking if I should go on his platform and talk to him. I want to ask him questions just about his personality, and I think he's kind of corny, but that's just me. That's what I think. And funny enough, yeah, he has the same similar situation when it comes to the whole fear. I wouldn't call it fear. The underlying racism that they don't know exists, right? So, funny enough, I actually got followed around a store yesterday, and I have video of the guy following me around the store. I'm gonna put it up on here to put little clips of it, of the guy literally following the security guard following me around the store. So what I decided to do? I follow him around the store. Now he's walking around, I'm behind him. Everywhere you go, I'm here. I'm gonna be there. Everywhere you go, I'm right here. Now you don't gotta worry about me stealing. I am not stealing. Are you stealing? I'm here. I am here. Are you stealing, sir? And then when I told him, like, yeah, you follow me? Like, I'm not following you. I'm like, bro, I see you. Now, mind you, it got to a point where I was playing games. I would go and hide and see if he would find me because he's looking for me. So I would be hiding behind a pole, and here he would come looking, like, trying to see where I'm at. I would see him. I'll pop out and be like, hey. I'll go somewhere else and hide. And here he comes again, looking like, trying to find me, and here I am. So it's just weird shit like that. I'm going to put the video up on here. But, can you plug in your laptop? So, let me just check this shit. I would be annoyed if this shit didn't. Yeah. Hello? Hello? I thought this mic is kind of far away. It should have been like right here. Either way, so there's that. And I kind of want to touch on the racism thing also, and why I think that it stems from fear as opposed to what everybody. This is modern day racism, anyways. It's not the original racism. This is the kind of racism that I think this guy has that I'm talking about, who has a very big platform, has a lot of interviews about black people being, hood, and he does a lot of ghetto interviews and stuff like that, and he kind of exploits the people that come on there who are not very intelligent. He makes them try to be less intelligent for views and things like that, right? So but he is one of the biggest platforms, and that's just the way it is. You can't get around that for now, and it's just how it is. So, but here, and this is what I was annoyed about earlier. You're going to see what Melissa did on purpose. That I know she did on purpose, but I'm going to take responsibility for it because I know next time I'll make sure it don't happen again. I'll make sure I do better so that it don't happen. I don't need problems happening. I'm going to do better. So, what I want to do is, I wanted to. Can I pull it up on there? Let me see if I can airdrop it to your computer. Actually, I don't even think I need you to be on there now. I don't even think, because now you ruined the whole thing. I can do it by myself. So pretty much, here's how this works, right? No, not take away. It's nothing to take away. It's already gone. It went away. Is you have Photoshop on your laptop? Yeah. I'm gonna airdrop this to you, and then. Why can't I airdrop it? It's not letting me.
Your computer thinks you should apologize.
I think you should apologize.
For what?
For looking at my laptop when you wasn't supposed to.
Right, I thought you were setting up the
Yeah. I saw you looking. What you looking ass? I saw you looking. Now my computer acting all crazy. I don't understand. Share the image. Bruh, what are you doing? This shit probably burning up crazy. Yeah, they don't want me to share this, obviously. My laptop is on fire. Well, I can cut all of this part out because obviously this is not going the way I had in my mind. How should I do? Should I pull it up on here? Yeah, I know what I'm gonna do. Okay. So can I do a screen record? I have to do a screen record. And my computer's frozen. Nah. It's not happening. It's not happening. Bruh. So this is hilarious. This is a podcast is going really good, and I feel like this don't even make sense. Now my Photoshop does not want to open up. First it froze, and now it won't open up. Now it's just bouncing up and down, and I've never even seen this before. It's literally just bouncing up and down and not opening. All right. So hopefully I can come back to that later and explain how racism works in the modern day era. I can't believe this shit is really happening. It's really not coming up, and it was there. All right, so damn, kind of sucked the wind out of me a little bit. So let me see. Next thing I want to talk about was it's a quick thing. Why I don't believe in the whole world domination thing, really, because this whole coronavirus. Like I said, it's some bullshit. I don't know what the play is. I always have different theories about it, but the reason why I'm not really thinking that it's a few group of people trying to control the world and things like that is because controlling the world, it's just funny, right? You become the parent of a household. So if you have one kid in the house, it's very simple to control the kid or whatever. But once you have 36 kids and you're an only parent, it becomes a lot more difficult to have a child. And I think that people don't take that into account when they think about people taking over the world. It's like, at the end of the day, they're still people, and they're still going to have the same problems that we have. They're going to be like, okay, I run the world. Now you got to take care of the world. Because now, just because you're in charge, now you got to actually take care of the whole world. Now, when Russia wants to fight Africa, you got to step in and fix it. When somebody, destroys the economy, you got to come in and fix that. Then when somebody is over here, spreading diseases, you got to come in and fix that. It gets to a point where you're like, bruh, I'm so exhausted that I don't even want to do this anymore. And I think that we as people, or I guess millennials, I don't really like the term, but it kind of tells us who we're talking about. But we as
X.
What?
Gen X.
Oh, you're a Gen Xer? Bro, it stopped bouncing and it's not even opening. Never before seen this in my entire life. And I won't even force quit. Wow, that was supposed to be a good segment too. That shit was fire. Maybe I'll do like a post video of that if it ever comes up again. So pretty much, yeah. I think I will throw that in at the end of the video, like when you watch the Avengers, and you wait for like 5 minutes and then it pops up. I'm gonna do that. That's what I'm gonna do for that segment. But yeah, just my whole theory on the whole totalitarianism thing is like, I think a lot of people nowadays aren't really afraid of it. I would say maybe black people, poor people, or millennials, because we already feel like the world is run like a totalitarian ship. I don't think we were ever exposed to a life where we had this kind of freedom that older generations had, where they had privacy that they had that we don't have. So for them to expect us to look at it that same way doesn't make sense, because we don't have a reference point for what it was like to fly on a plane before they had TSA. We don't know what that was like. We don't know we could just walk into an airport, get on a plane, and just fly. That wasn't something that we were really alive for. So so our whole life has been TSA, or that kind of strict censorship, or that strict way of looking at it. So, and it's kind of interesting when you think about it like that, because if that is what they want to do, the big wigs, the rich and famous and whatever else you want to call them, it makes sense, because in 15, 20 years from now, the kids that are growing up will be like, yeah, man, I don't even go outside. For what? I didn't grow up in going outside. I don't even like it outside. That's why they have bugs and germs, and people break their ankles outside. And if you look at the statistics, people die less in the house than they do outside. So technically, it's safer to be in the house, and they won't be wrong. So that's kind of just how I look at it. But I really don't think us as our age group really care much about privacy and world being taken over and civil liberties being taken away, because, like I said, black people and privileged people, older people and people who are privileged now understand those civil liberties. but people who are already poor aren't gonna get worse than what they are already. That's just how they live. They decided and they figured out how to live like that. So to tell them, yeah, we're all gonna have our liberty taken away. The other day, I just seen a video of some police officer, which is why I strongly dislike cops. He slapped a guy in the face and then punched him and then threw him on the ground. And then he, while he was being detained on the ground by him and another officer, he gave him either a body shot or two body shots in his ribs while the guy is on the floor with his hands behind his back. Then proceeded to take his knee and dig his knee into the guy's face while his face was on cement. So he's on the cement, the guy's face, and the cop is digging his knee into the guy's face on the cement. And we look at stuff like that and we're like, this is how it's been forever. So for them to tell us we don't want it to go to a point, the only reason people are scared of this stuff is because they aren't poor. They never had to deal with this. We've dealt with this for very, very long time. I've had to deal with it. I know people that have dealt. I've seen people deal with it. It's just how it is. I think it's funny that people even think that. I guess they're scared of it going to that because they never experienced it. But again, this goes to what I was saying earlier about when you experience things, it's not as scary as what you thought they were. It's just how it is. But we already think we live like that. So I really think that, and the totalitarianism thing, keeping us in the house would be like, I guess, giving us movies to watch in the house, like the new Troll movie that came out, where we just trying to incentivize us to stay in the house. And I really think that the movie theaters are going to be done if they come out with a virtual reality where you can watch movies in your house through virtual reality. Where maybe when they make a movie, they pretty much have it set up to each person in the movie has like a camera on them, so you can watch the angle from. I'm thinking of Avengers specifically. Let's say the main scene is Thanos fighting Iron Man, right? And then you see Captain America fighting like the weaker people he has to fight. It would be a camera on Captain America as he's walking around, just walking around. And I think if they are able to do that, the streaming sites, there will be no more need to go to the movie theater to pay $55 for popcorn, $75 for water, $100 to go to the bathroom. Like, it don't make any sense to pay those prices. All their money comes off of them upselling everything. Candy costs $60. It's craziness, and there's no reason to do that. So I honestly do think, and I heard this, I didn't watch it, but I seen Andrew Schultz talk about it. I saw him a thumbnail of it, but I didn't watch the video. Funny enough, I haven't really listened to any podcasts since I started this one. It's kind of interesting. Like, I don't really care to listen to other podcasts. I just make this one, focus on this one, and focus on my own life. So I find that to be also intriguing. If anybody else goes through that, I would like to know how you what kind of things you cut out, because I think it's just funny that I really don't listen to other podcasts now, except Joe Rogan. I fuck with Joe Rogan heavy. But yeah, I really think that the movie theaters are done. Like, why would I go to a movie theater I don't even go to movie theaters now. The only thing I could think of that they could use would be, hey, you could bring your girlfriend here and have sex in a movie theater or give head, and who wants to be in the house with their mom? Come here and watch movies with us. That's it. But other than that, there's no real reason to go to the movie theaters. So this pandemic will really show a lot of businesses that we thought we needed that we don't need. All the businesses that were hanging on by a string. I think I saw J. Crew file for bankruptcy recently, which doesn't mean that they're going out of business. It just means they're restructuring their debt, which is expensive for them. It doesn't mean that they're not going to be here anymore. You don't want to go into that because it's like, damn, I got to put out more money than I need to, blah blah blah, just to stay afloat. But this pandemic will really show that a lot of businesses that we thought we needed, or even not that we thought we needed, that are still hanging on to ideologies and methods that we did in the past. Like, going to the movies is not a thing that we do now. Like, going to the movies now is more like, and it'd be cheaper too. Imagine being at home. You got 5 kids. Because my dad used to be a foster dad. You got 4 kids in the house. They all go to the movies. It's $20 per ticket for each one of them, or $15 each one of them. You want to go and bring your girlfriend, and then and I'm gonna come. You paying $120 for this, go to the movies. Like, you spend, and you didn't even buy food yet. That's just on tickets. So it's like, it doesn't make any sense. You're in the house, you streaming it. You can just watch it with your family. Maybe they have some type of you get rewards, or they give you something for it. So I really think that that's going to really be a dead industry, among a couple others. Yeah. So I think that will probably be the solution for, or I don't know, not a solution. I think that is where that industry is gonna go. Yeah, it's no reason for them to even come back. So yeah, I actually got my stimulus check recently, well yesterday, and I'm like super excited. I'm like, oh, let me check on this shit because I don't even know if this thing is even still going. Let me just double check. Okay. Why is it so low? I feel like it's mad low. Hello, 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 hello. I can always turn it up. But I did. Yeah. So my investment strategy, right? So as I said in the last podcast, can you still see me? I'm kind of getting kind of comfortable. Podcast about to end
You were
soon.
saying something about you getting a stimulus check.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
So I'm getting my stimulus check. I got it yesterday. I was waiting for a minute. I honestly did not think I was gonna get it. Somehow my apartment, I have the right address, but they have the apartment number of my old house, which is weird. But I got $1,200, and I'm about to splurge crazy on myself because I still wear the same underwear from like 5 years ago. I actually have a sweater that I used to wear when it was my profile picture on MySpace. That's how old the sweater is. And I actually did the podcast episode 5 is wearing that same sweater from MySpace. I might even post, if I can find a picture from my profile on MySpace, I will post that picture to show you. I'm still wearing the same sweater. I don't buy clothes. The last time I bought clothes for myself and I felt like I was splurging, I had $4,000 in my account and I bought 2 t-shirts. And I felt like I was really doing something. I was like, I bought 2 Express t-shirts, blue and burgundy, and I still have those shirts today. I don't buy clothes. People give me, like, I'll get free clothes or I make the clothes, but I do not go out and buy clothes. I wear the same hoodie all the time. That's just my life. I don't buy clothes. But now I got $1,200, bruh. I'm about to go crazy with this $1,200. I already have a list of things I'm gonna buy. I'm about to buy some furniture. I'm about to buy some underwear. I'm about to buy some socks. I'm buying some furniture for the cat. I'm buying some Final Cut Pro plugins. That means the videos coming in the future gonna be fire. They're gonna be new videos. They're gonna be elite. Oh man, it's gonna be crazy. So it's a lot of things that I want to do going forward. I invested into several airlines because I feel like the airlines are gonna go. Oh, I forgot about that too. I feel like the airlines are gonna go up at some point. I think I got in pretty low. I think they'll come back. The only thing that I have a problem with my investment strategy that is kind of, I wouldn't say it's a problem, but it's the only thing that I feel like I should be concerned about. Because Warren Buffett pulled all of his stocks out of the airlines, right? Everybody knows Warren Buffett, one of the most famous investors of all time. And he sold every single share that he had in all the airlines. $0 left. He does not have any stocks in airlines, right? He said it's not a good business anymore. Now, the reason that I don't disagree with him, that's not. I think we're playing two different games. My game right now is to flip enough money to buy a rental property. That's just my game. His game is to have money for the next 30, 40 years. That's not really my game. I'm more so attacking my future like Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates. I'm not really attacking it from a conservative standpoint like Warren Buffett. So I'm trying to flip enough money. It's more risk in what I do than what he does, pretty much is what I'm saying. So he feels like the business is going away, right? There won't be, the business model won't be the same. Now, I heard a video or interview the other day where a guy said that it's possible or maybe the airlines will be, because airlines margins are so low, which means they don't make a lot of money per flight or per passenger. They have to make money on other things that it's a necessity or an essential business that it's possible that the government might take over the airline industry, right? Now, if that is the case, I believe that's why Warren Buffett decided to drop all of his stocks because government-owned businesses aren't usually very profitable. They need to exist, so we have to give them money. But from a business standpoint, they're not good to put money into because they don't bring money out. For example, like the MTA, I think it's government owned. I think it is. Pretty sure it has to be. They don't make any money. Amtrak doesn't make any money. They're bad businesses, but we need to have them to get around. It's essential for an economy to have transportation. So I think that maybe Warren Buffett believes that the government will bail out the industries and then they will become government owned businesses, and therefore the business model will be shot. Now, like I said, for a larger investor, that makes more sense. For me, I'm trying to make a quick flip from now till maybe next year or later this year, just to get my money to be able to buy a rental property, or at least have it in there and see what happens to kind of learn the market. So I think that's why he sold his airlines. I actually bought some airlines. I spent $3,000. I have 2,000 in American Airlines. I got 500 in Square because I really fuck with Square. I love that company a lot. I have 250 in United and like 250 in Spirit because I feel like Spirit is very cheap. So I feel like people are gonna start using them when they come back because hey, we trying to get to fly around the world and we need, we haven't been spending money for mad long, so we're gonna use Spirit. So that's why I invested in those companies. And Melissa has been buying a lot. Melissa has been doing a lot of upgrade to her life. I feel like it's very cool to see. I think over the next couple of months, you're going to see a very big transformation in Melissa. She's been caring about her skin, her body, her hair. She's doing a lot of things like that. I think it's just cool to see it because I knew, when I first met her, wasn't that important to her. And she kind of just like, her hair was, I feel like it was, but I feel like she kind of let it go. She catfished me because she told me that she's like, listen, I'm a naturalista and I'm gonna have hair down to my butt. And then I pull up and she's like, I don't really want to do that. I'm not fucking with it. I don't like it. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. So now she's been
Slander.
I don't know if that's slander. She's been buying mad clothes and she bought sneakers. Like it's crazy. Like she's a whole not a different person, but this is the thing about how I feel about it, right? The person that she's becoming is a person I thought she was when I met her. So it's just like it's cool to actually see. She's making the face. She's making the like. It's cool to see it actually come out because, like I said, when I saw her that day in the store, she looked like how I see her now. She looked exactly, but then we got we had sex the first time. I was like, ooh, she don't look like how I thought she looked like. I'm like, maybe I was bamboozled, right? But I think like how she looks now is exactly how I envision her, and even more so when these things go through. We bought mad stuff for the house, like mad different things. So I think once all of these things once she invests in herself and she gets the returns, then you'll really see like, oh wow, like do y'all really listen? Y'all thought these other YouTubers and podcasters was popping? Nah. Wait till you see Melissa and then Donivan. Wait till you see it. Cause I'm not really buying stuff for myself first. Like I'm just kind of chilling. But she right now is doing it. Watch when she come with the shit, with the heat. Y'all gonna be like, oh my God. Oh my, I can't believe it. Oh, she's so pretty. Oh my God, what do you use for your face? What do you put in your hair? I want to grow my hair like you. Boom. I'm telling you, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be elite. So, but yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap this podcast up. The only thing I want to end this note on is saying that I tend to have a problem talking about what I'm gonna do in the future, only because it's like not a double-edged sword. It's like, what would I call that? It would be something like you give it to somebody. No, well, how would I describe that? It's like fool's gold, I think. That's the perfect way to put it, I think. Something like that. And what I mean by that is you get trapped in the idea of talking about what you want to do so much that you don't actually do it. So every time you come on the podcast or every time that means for me, every time you talk to your friends, you keep saying, yo, I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to do this thing, and then you never do it. I believe that there's an energy that you have in your body that you need to use to do those things. But every time you tell somebody you're going to do it, you get that satisfaction of saying it, so you never actually do it. You just keep saying you're going to do it. And then next thing you know, you do that over and over again for a year, 2-3 years, you realize, you realize that you never got that thing done. You just keep saying you're going to do it, and it never gets done. So it's a fine line between putting out into the universe and then also on the other side talking too much about it. So I say things on here that I'm gonna do, like the Duolingo. I have my streak. I think it's at like 6 days now or 5 days. So I'm kind of happy about that.
Catch up.
She's saying catch up like I don't have 240 day streak sitting in the bank. You want to pull up on the 240? You got 240. I think maybe 250. Honestly,
I'm on day 67.
You got 200 more days to go. 200 before you start coming for anybody. And let me bring up the coins. I got coins. You got the coins? Oh, I don't hear you. I don't hear nothing. Oh, you're quiet. I got 250. I'm gonna pull it up. Pull it right here on the screen too, so they know that.
What you got right now though?
Listen. At the end of the day, I get more. It's funny. This is what guys say. I get more bitches than you. I get more bitches than you though. I don't care. I get more bitches. So that's that. So like I said, I really think the most important thing is for people to say you're gonna do it once or twice, and then just shut up and go and do it. And that's it. Maybe in a circle you have one accountability partner, but then you shut up and you go do it. So that wraps it up for episode number 7. I honestly think this was the best episode of all the ones we had so far. I think it came together pretty good. Other than Photoshop still not open enough on my laptop, I think this came together really good, and I'm very happy about this episode, how it turned out. Even though Melissa in the beginning tried to shoot down my dreams of a great podcast by spoiling my surprise. And you know what's funny? I think that's the universe, right? Or God. I was gonna say God first. I'm going with God, right? Why is it that the thing I was gonna do on a podcast don't even show up? It's not even like I had it first. Melissa spoiled it.
No,
right? Not only she spoiled it, now God's like, don't even use it. My phone, it won't even open on my laptop to pull it up. I can't pull it up. So clearly, God is telling me
not to put it there.
Leave this shit out. Just leave it alone. I bet. I got you.
Listen. First of all, he wanted to get caught because the way that he had it right the first time because he was sitting in a couch. I was in a bed. There was no way for me to accidentally turn around and see it. And then when he was done, he said he was done. Now he's standing right where he's sitting right now. He's standing right there. He's standing right here with the laptop facing this way. I'm over here. He's standing here, laptop this way. I'm over here, and what he's supposed to be doing, or in my head, what I think he's doing is setting up the mics. Because I'm trying to see like how far deep into it that we're getting into. Because I had already set up the thing, so I'm like, okay, we're about to get started. I'm thinking he's setting up the mics. He's still working on a thing that he told me he was done with.
I was done. I had to, like I said, I'm taking responsibility for it because I know I should have done it earlier, right? It's my fault for that part, right? Also, the reason I was pressing back because I actually forgot to add a layer to the picture. And as I was doing that, there's Melissa's googly eyes staring at the screen to see what I was doing.
Because I thought he was setting
googly
up the mic.
ass eyes all up on the screen. And I looked at her, look at me, see her. She knew what I knew what she was doing.
Mind you. I had no clue what was going on.
She knew exactly what was going on.
No. I didn't know what was going on
until he got typed. I was pressing buttons mad hard, and she knew exactly what was happening because she looked at it and said, what's happening over there?
I thought he was setting up the mics. And then the reason why I was still looking is because my brain was like, wait, that's not the mic.
Right, you hear that? Exactly. The reason I was still looking was to see what was he doing.
Because my brain said this is what's supposed to be happening and this is not what's happening. So it's trying to it's trying to see what's happening.
Mind your business. It's not for you. Mind your business. Either way, is it come up yet? Nope, it's not coming up. So, like I said, so there you go. Bamboo Project episode number 7 is complete. I think it's the best one so far. We're only gonna keep getting better. I'm trying to keep doing more things to get better. If you listen to us on YouTube, right, and you don't have the subscription on YouTube, I think that's a very good investment. You can find us on Google Podcasts. You can find us on Apple Podcasts. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Stitcher. And you can find us on Deezer. A lot of your major platforms, we're on there. We're trying to get some other ones, but right now we're there. What do you want to say?
I don't think you should be saying this on the podcast.
Saying what?
Where to find the podcast.
Why would I not say that?
Because you should do it on the other platforms, like on your Twitter and stuff like that.
Why would I do that? What if somebody listens to it on YouTube? How they gonna want to listen to it on the other thing?
I feel like if they're watching on YouTube, they see the thing.
Okay, what if somebody is listening to it? They might not know it's on YouTube.
I feel like you could say that.
I am.
But not on the other platforms. Because if they're listening to it on Apple Podcasts, that means they're already watching they're already listening to the podcast.
But what if you don't What if? Okay. What if you on YouTube?
That's how you know it makes sense.
No. What if you on YouTube?
Like I said, on if you can say, like I said, with YouTube, I'm thinking more of a visual thing than you having to say all of it.
But I feel like you should have it on both. I mean, let me see. Because I was gonna say, if you have the YouTube subscription, then you would go to listen to it on Spotify. But why would you do that if you have the subscription on YouTube? You could just play it without being in the app. So, see, we're learning as we go. So I will think about it. No longer saying that part on the podcast about where you can find us at, even though it sounds cool to say. You can find us on blah 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 blah.
Like I said, you can say it. Like you can cut this out and just post this on on Instagram or on Twitter, and that makes more sense to do because they're not listening to the podcast. So you're trying to get outside people in, but this it's like getting the same 5 people to come to the birthday party that's already come.
I mean,
or the reading circle.
Let me see. It makes sense. I'm trying to think if it don't make sense. I gotta find all the flaws first to see if the holes are filled.
Listen, sometimes I be making the cents.
Let me see.
And the nickels and the dimes and the quarters.
Where would I?
Because that doesn't make any sense. Because you're reaching out to the same people. That's like calling your friend Patrick and SpongeBob and just it just be y'all 3 every week. Like, hey Patrick, you heard the podcast?
We have 50 downloads and 15 listeners, so
I'm
the
not
15 friends.
I got
15 friends.
What is that word?
I got Squidward.
What's the word?
I got Sandy. I got Mr. Crab. I got Plankton.
What's the word that
I got
you're using?
Pearl.
It's
I
that
got
word.
Larry
It's
the Lobster.
relative? No.
I got
It's
Gary.
It's astronomical. It's not astronomical. What's the word?
I got SpongeBob's mom, the pancake. Listen, I got everybody. It's not 5. It's not 3.
Damn well she a cookie, not a pancake.
Bro, I thought she was a pancake. That's hilarious.
Are you serious?
Yes, I thought she was a pancake.
She's the